Hi, Norman No Waits here. Today I have started the redirection of my overflow from my water tank. Now a lot of people make a big mistake when the water's going into the tank, but I'm concentrating first of all on the outgoing of the tank, the overflow, because I'm going to show you what I've done and what the original setup was. The overflow came out and it went straight into the garden, and I didn't really want that because you're not using water generally in the winter time, you're using it in the summer, and it just waterlogged the grass. So anyway, I'll show you what I've done. First of all, I'm waiting for the kettle to boil. I'm going to have a coffee. It's 3:10 in the afternoon, so this is what I was doing this morning. So this is the overflow outlet of the tank. So what happened previously, and I've cut this pipe here, pipe came out here, went straight down, straight through, had a little a catcher really for the mozzies to go back up there and go into my tank, and it went straight out onto the garden, straight onto the grass, which wasn't ideal at all. So what I've done here, and I've only dry fitted this, I've decided to put it back to the drain, or back to the drain as best I can. So it's a bit unsightly, but the girls are going to be painting this shed, so they bought paint for this shed, so I will get them to paint this once I've put it all back in. So I've just put a measurements and the cuts and up against my fence, taking it back, the bin's in the way because I had to use that to lean my pipe back of the tank, round, down and down to the ground. Now there is the waste water tank, the stormwater drain, one of the stormwater drains. Now what I've considered, which is actually phase 2, and a lot of people make a mistake when they're actually doing this. I'm going to show you the setup that I've got. Hopefully the sun's not going to be there. So it comes out of the gutter, down there, along and straight into the tank. Now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and I really should have done this when I was in the South Barossa, because I had a massive big tank in there, and you can look back at the videos when I did the irrigation system, and I always meant to do it, but the problem at that house was it was right up against the house and it would have made a bit of a mess. I could have done it possibly at the tank, but here we go. Here comes straight out, as I said, and straight into the tank. Now I'm going to tell you, there is the bottom, there is the top of the leaf catcher. So all of this fine stuff finds its way into the tank, goes through these perforations, and it goes into the tank, and it will eventually, it will take a long time, will silt the tank up. Now I've got a pump here, very similar to the one that I had at the South Barossa, and I've modified this end because there was one of them on there. There's one of these on there, because I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to put in an irrigation system in the grass, like the pop-ups. So what should happen is this should come out of here, and be deflected away from here, so that all this dirt and gunge that's in the gutter goes into the pipe catcher, which is going to run in here, because there's the original waste pipe for my gutter, but I'm not going to be using that. I'm using that. I've just bypassed that. So you need to deflect all the rubbish coming out here so that it goes down the pipe. then you have a series of something like that to screw off, and all the gunge and the dirt will fall to the lowest point, which will be in here, so you can get rid of all the dirt that's in the gutter. Because if you don't, all the dirt from the gutter will go into your tank, and you don't want that. As I say, it silts up, and I am really low here on the tank, so I don't want even, you know, 50, 75, 100 mil of silt in the bottom of the tank, and I'm not going to get my water out. Okay, I could use this one, but what happens when that silts up 300 mil? You're not going to be able to use your tank unless you go in there and dig it out, and I'm not doing that. So this is where we're at. See, originally I thought I was going to put it down here. I was just going to cut the pipe here, come across and down here, but I think that would probably be looking a bit unsightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it there and come across, put it into a pipe here, put it into a pipe, if that can stay there. Obviously that's going to be straight up against the wall, and then off the bottom of that, so you can get a bucket under it, probably about 500 mil up. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put in one of those screws like that, so all the dirt comes out. That is the plan. Okay, I will get back to you because I'm going to have to go to the hardware store. Probably not finish this today. I'll probably finish it tomorrow, but I've got to go to the hardware store and get some elbows and stuff because I use a lot more on the overflow. Once that's painted, it'll look a lot better. Okay, I'll get back to you. So here we are back after the modification. Now what I've decided to do here is change out the rectangular one and put in a round one so I could get my pipe straight onto there, because I needed this up, cut off all the other bits, and that is pretty much cut this to suit. That's the one that goes back to the tank. Obviously I had to shorten that there ever so slightly, and I put a 45 in, it's not straight, so I'll have to change that. This is pretty much the same. All I did was I took a little bit off here to modify this 45, this right angle, and this offset 45 degree T. Now you might wonder, obviously I'm not finished because I've got this drilled on here and just sitting there. Use the existing holes, which might be a bit too high, but anyway, that's got to be modified. I'll come back to that. But that offset T, see what in effect is going to happen is all the water's going to come down here with all the debris, and the debris is going to fall into this pipe here. Like I say, there'll be a screw at the bottom to take it off. It won't be going into the stormwater drain. So all the heavy stuff from the gutter and from the roof is going to fall into here, and then all the light water, when this is full, is going to go back up and down to my tank, so there should be no debris. Now I've had a look at the top of the tank here, which got a leaf catcher in it, and I've just raked this up. Now I would say 99% of that has come off the roof and out of the gutter. So I'm going to try and stop, well sorry, I'll not try and stop it, I will stop this from happening, this here from catching on here. This is great, but like as I said before, there will be stuff go through that. Now I'm going to give this a good clean and a wash because there's a screw in here. Oh no, that's it. And I'll maybe have a look in there with the torch. Yeah, see with that. See there, it's just the stuff floating on top of the water. Now if that was solids, sand, grit, small stones, that would fall at the bottom of the tank, and that's what I'm trying to alleviate. So I'm going to have to go to the hardware store because I've run out of elbows. I've got plenty of 45s for some reason, but I've got no elbows, so I'm going to go to the hardware store and get that. But I'll give this a clean later, get back to you. So that's pretty much the finished article. That's it down to my drain. There's the bucket. Let's see, this just screws off here. I'm going to put a few screws, brass screws, just to in the vulnerable places, you know, like here. I've got silicone in there. Silicone in here. I might just pop a screw through just to hold, because there will be weight in this pipe. So try to silicone it as much as possible. But that's the idea. Take all the debris out of my tank. Like I say, all the heavy stuff will come down here and go down the pipe. Down the pipe. Then all the water, once that's full, will go up, round and straight across to the tank, which is there. So that really didn't take all that long, but it's all, I've dry fitted everything. Let's see, in here, some of the joints I've put silicone. Now there is the solvent and the glue that you could put in there just to hold it 100%, but let's say it's not under pressure. And as you can see, I've got some brass screws just to hold any weight. I might put one in here just because there'll be weight there on that corner. But anyway, so that's the overflow, the leaf catcher for the water tank. Sift out all the debris from the roof and the gutter to save it from going into the tank. So that's the overflow done, and the leaf catcher. And I'll give this a wash out, give it a clean. Shouldn't be any more debris in there now, coming from the roof anyway. And that's as easy as that. So if you like it, like. Norman No Mate, signing off. Bye for now. So the girls have painted the shed. Now while they've got another coat, but what they've done is they've started to paint this so it blends all in. It's just that corner to do there. I've got a slight leak here, which I'll do up because we've had a bit of rain overnight. All this has been painted and all of that's been painted. I've got a slight leak here as well, just at the bottom of that. It's up because I had to up here, I had to extend the bit that comes through the gutter. I was changing it from the square to the circle, so obviously I've got a bit of runoff from here, so I've got a slight leak up here. I thought it was from the seals, but it's not, it's from here. So I'll do that up, but that looks great. It just stops your eye from going to the white. So I'm quite happy with that. It looks a lot better because it's painted. So that's the leaf catcher for my gutter and the overflow from the tank.